Thank you, my friend, for joining me, this Aaron Szczurek, for this exploration of what is meditation. What is Shastra? Inspired by a willingness to move beyond suffering to peace and the Devi Suktam. Shastra or Shastra, that which has been instructed or decreed, is a word from Sanskrit, an ancient language that was developed for the study of man's divine nature. Shastra is commonly used to describe what the Westerner would refer to as Holy Scripture. In the context of this article, we will focus on Shastra as meaning Holy Scripture. We will explore a particular scripture known as the Devi Suktam, which is written and spoken in Sanskrit. The Devi Suktam is part of a larger Shastra known as the Devi Mahatyam, or Glory of the Goddess. The world can seem like a chaotic, dark place when you are wrapped up in emotions, desires, and dislikes. This can not be the meaning of life. Surely not. There is a deep yearning for peace. So, how do we get from the dark chaos to peace? What is a solution to this dilemma? There may be different ways, as many as there are beings searching for this solution that makes quite a lot, but the goal is always peace. That remains unchanged since time immemorial. You could replace the name peace with happiness, fulfillment, success, love, Santosa, or contentment, enlightenment, etc. As many beings as there are as many names for this goal, perhaps. But something powerful unites them continually, drawing us together with all being through the drama of life. That is, and it is not. When you know, without doubt. Until then, we are trying to make sense of this great ocean of multiplicity. The Devi Mahatyam offers us a way to see all this multiplicity as one, flowing from one source, the Devi. Who is the Devi? The mother of all beings. From what I have learned, I have not spent as much time with the Devi as I have Hanuman, so I am not an expert. Then again, as the mother of all, Hanuman comes from the Devi, so to know Hanuman is to know his mother, the Devi. I do know Hanuman reveres his mother greatly. I have listened to the Devi Mahatyam in English quite a few times from a narration on YouTube from a source that seems credible to me. I will include a link below. It is quite a tale, a cosmic struggle of epic proportions filled with beautiful goddesses, terrifying demons, and terrifying goddesses. Though through this drama, we are led to the Devi again and again. It is all within you and me and all around us. The Maha, great Devi, Sri Durga Mata, Holy Mother Durga, liberator of the virtuous and destroyer of the wicked. The Devi Mahatyam, if studied thoroughly with sincerity and devotion, will reveal the meaning of life as her story is our story, promises the Devi. My study so far has moved me into a greater place of love and acceptance for all being, all states of the journey that we all find our minds going through at one time or another. This leads me to my concentration in my Devi study, the Devi Suktam. This is a song composed to beseech the Devi protection to vanquish an evil demon who threatens the god's very existence. Interestingly, the gods are not outside of ourselves in some lofty heavens in the sky, but representatives of peaceful states and various sensual components in the human being. In meditation, we try to control the senses so we might have a peaceful mind. What is disrupting peace? The demons representing the agitated states of the senses. I invite you to reflect on your experience in this and all inquiries into the nature of our journey, my friend. I have experienced in my own practice that if recited regularly, even the Devi Suktam, a component of the much larger Devi Mahatyam, can restore the gods or peace to a mind from the troubling demons or agitations. I feel the Devi Suktam is the cream of the Devi Mahatyam. It is fairly long in and of itself, identifying the Devi as the true nature of 21 characteristics in all beings that manifest throughout the course of time. I believe peace arises for me as I feel the flow from state to state, but realize they are all coming from the same source, unified. Though they seem separate, this knowledge quiets the turbulence of the mind. I am no longer very concerned about the answer to where something came from or how it should be addressed, whether it is hunger or a sense of separation from identifying with a particular group. Everything is divine. I am one with the divine, and it is my true nature to treat all life as the divine, as the Devi, as my true self. This is the only way to restore peace. The gods do not fight the Devi in the Devi Mahatyam, but surrender their light to the Devi, where their light truly resides, and in doing so, the Devi without challenge defeats all the demons who are merely reflections of her light, just as the gods are. From the Shivananda chant book, the Devi Mahatyam, Chapter 5, Prayer 3, Slokas 12 through 32, the Devi Suktam. Ya Devi Save Bhuteshu Vishnu Mayati Samsita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Save Bhuteshu Shatana Yabidhiyate Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Buddhi Rupine Samsita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Nidra Rupine Samsita Namastasye 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Kashudarupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Jaya Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Shakti Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Trishna Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Kashanti Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Jati Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Lajarupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Shanti Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Shraddha Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Kanti Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Lakshmi Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Vritti Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Smriti Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Deya Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Tushti Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Matrurupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Ya Devi Save Buddheshu Bhranti Rupine Samsita. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye namo namaha. So this was the Devi Suktam all the way through, all 21 verses in Sanskrit. And now I will give the Devi Suktam as an English translation, although I will describe the format so there is less repetition. The first verse, Ya Devi Sarve Buddheshu. Ya Devi Sarve Buddheshu is always repeated in all 21 verses. And then the middle is filled with different qualities. In the first verse, it is filled with Vishnu Mayeti. So this describes the illusionary power of Lord Vishnu. And it continues, Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha. So the complete verse translated to English is salutations to the goddess who among all the created is considered as the illusionary power of Lord Vishnu. Namastasye, salutations to her. It repeats Namastasye, salutations to her, salutations to her. Namo and Namaha is salutations and salutations. So, the second verse continues on this format and replaces the middle with Shetanet Yabid Hiate, which describes the Devi who comes in the created as known as consciousness. So everything else remains the same except for Shetanet Yabid Hiate, consciousness. On the third verse, the quality becomes buddhi. So this is translated to intellect. And rupine is added as an ending to describe the form of. On the fourth verse, we have nidra rupine. So that is the Devi comes in the form of sleep. The fifth verse is Kashuda Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of hunger. Sixth verse is Chaya Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of shadow in all beings. The seventh verse is Shakti Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of energy in all beings. Eighth verse, Trishna Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of thirst in all beings. Ninth verse, Kashanti Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of patience in all beings. The 10th verse, Jati Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of race in all beings. 11th verse, Laja Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of modesty in all beings. The 12th verse, Shanti Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of peace in all beings. 13th verse, Shraddha Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of faith in all beings. 14th verse, Kanti Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of brilliance in every being. Lakshmi Rupine, 15th verse, the Devi comes in the form of prosperity in all beings. 16th verse, Vritti Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of livelihood or profession in every being. 17th verse, Smriti Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of memory in all beings. Daya Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of mercy in every being. 18th verse. 19th verse, the Devi comes in the form of contentment in every being. Tushti Rupine. 20th verse, Matru Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of the mother in all beings. And 21, verse 21, Bhranti Rupine, the Devi comes in the form of confusion of all beings. So something I noticed with all these qualities is more or less this seems to be a cycle of moving through the day, moving through the year, moving through the month, we experience various qualities, whether the mind thinks they are good or bad, we experience them. And they are not really good or bad. It happens to do with personal experience, whether we think they are good or bad. And in reality, they don't have a good or bad quality, but they are. They are happening. And in this song, we acknowledge them as happening through the Divine Mother, through the divine source of all being. So therefore, we can acknowledge them with a certain peace, a peace and a united, one-pointed sight on the divine, which will fill our entire beings with a sense of that peace, rather than trying to fight as these different experiences come about. So the Devi Mahatyam and the Devi Suktam can help us to come to peace with all the various qualities of life. So, whereas Bhranti may arise, confusion may arise, as long as we keep remembering the Divine Mother in all beings, the Divine in all beings, we can point our consciousness, or Shetanet Yabidhiyate, upon that truth rather than being diluted in all the diversity. So through the diversity, we gain the one-pointedness. So this is needed in order to understand and come to peace, which seems contradictory, but as we meditate upon the Devi, we learn that it is not, that it is one in the same. We need the experience to learn the greater truth, and we demonstrate our learning by being at peace within the various states of the body and the mind. We exist within the Devi, and we allow the Devi to act divinely through us in the various experiences. So, thank you, my friends, for joining me on this exploration of what is Shastra, the Devi Suktam. So, we may have or may not prescribe to God as the Devi, but that is not the highest reason for the Devi Mahatyam. It is an invitation to seek God beyond all shapes or forms. The Devi is a form of the highest God that we can talk about with words beyond names, trying to touch through the intellect that great beyond the mysteries of life, trying to be at peace with that, trying to come into this form to truth, to the highest truth. The Devi Mahatyam may serve us till we are ready for this truth. So we continue to remember the Devi Mahatyam. Chanting it daily has helped me greatly in coming back again and again to the highest truth. When life gets to be chaotic from the mind's perspective, it reminds the mind that this is only a perspective. This is not the truth. If the Devi Mahatyam interests you, my friend, I invite you to spend more time with the Devi, starting with this Devi Suktam. I have found this a great introduction. Included here will be a link to both the Devi Suktam and the Devi Mahatyam. And I invite you into a happy spirit in studying, a willful open heart in accepting all of the Devi's creations, all of God's creations as one with yourself, is one with your true self. So next time, my friend, I will be offering the Song of Will, which is a great hymn that I have found touches on the deep truths offered within the Song of the Lord, known as the Bhagavad Gita, which is much larger. So, again, I believe the Song of Will is like a summary, an introduction, a way for us to daily experience a greater truth that has been revealed in a much larger work of Shastra. So I will be offering the Song of Will next, but I am actually going to a 3-month retreat, a spiritual retreat to the Divine Grace Yoga Ashram in Arizona, and it'll take me a little while to get that article out. So I can't say for sure when it'll be, but this is my intention. My intention to help continue to bring my impressions of Shastra in hopes that they will offer you, my friend, something of value and help you on your own spiritual journey to the truth. So thank you, my friend. You have a wonderful day, and blessings from the Devi, blessings from the divine. May you and all beings be well, be happy, find peace and success. Om Dam Durgaye Namaha. This is the mantra of Sri Mata Durga. Om Dam Durgaye Namaha. Om Aim Dam Durgaye Namaha. Om